Setting up recording, which won't record you, but it'll record me. So good morning. Glad to have all of you here today. And, I was thinking about springtime, gorgeous moon that we had, and thinking about Ayurveda. And it's kind of interesting. I always love when I'm maybe on target with a few things, but I've been kind of focusing on balance and strength. But Ayurveda says spring is a time to focus on our balance and our strength and our vitality. So it's awesome that you're coming to yoga this morning to just take the time to take care of yourself so that you build up not only your physical strength, but your emotional strength, your spiritual strength, which then just nurtures our vitality. So take a moment on your mat and just cross your legs. And take a few deep grounding breaths. And first, just do a little body scan. Just notice where you're at this morning. Maybe move your head around, your shoulders. Just kind of notice how everything is feeling before we start our practice. And then take 3 nice, big, deep breaths. Inhaling, really letting the ribcage expand. Exhaling, just letting things settle and soften. Releasing any tensions or any thoughts of things you have to do later in the day. Allowing yourself to come to be present on your mat this morning. And after you take your 3rd breath, just bring your hands to your heart center in prayer position. And when you're here, I invite you to chant the sound of Om with me 3 times. Om is the universal vibration of the divinity within all. And you may either chant along or you may just listen. Take a full exhale and a deep, joyful inhale. Om. 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 And then bring your hands to your shoulders. And we're going to do that little bit of a warm-up that we did the week before, where you're going to inhale as you turn to the left, keep your elbows up, and exhale as you turn to the right. So just go back and forth with your breath, inhaling left, exhaling right. And you can go as slow or fast as feels good. Probably want to start with a slower pace since we haven't really warmed anything up, but this is going to help warm us up, start us off. The arms in Kundalini stimulate the heart chakra, your Anahata. And we all know our heart is vital for our health, physical and spiritual and emotional. And feel free to use Ujjayi breath if you like, having your tongue kind of pressed up towards the back of your teeth and making your exhales a little vocal through your nasal passages. Have your spine nice and tall. Use your abdominals to help with a twist in your side body. Just a little bit longer. Try to keep the elbows up. And then come to center. Inhale, hold the breath. Exhale, release. Inhale, hold the breath one more time. Exhale, release, and lower the arms down to your sides. And just pause for a moment. Just observe how you feel. Just notice if there's any sensations in the arms, the face, the chest, anything. And then bring your arms out to your sides and inhale, draw them up overhead. And exhale, lower down. Inhale up. And exhale, lower down. Inhale one more time, reaching up straight. And exhale down. And then as you bring it back, draw up the left arm. So you're kind of pinwheeling, alternating the arms from each other. Reaching out far, having your breath and the movement be fluid, or as fluid as it can be this early in the morning. And then reverse directions. So you're inhaling with one arm going up and the other arm going down, just alternate. And then bring your arms out to your sides. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, cross the right arm over the left. Take your left hand over the back of your upper arm. Stretch through the fingertips, maybe even wiggle them. And as you're stretching the arm, think of rolling that right shoulder blade down your back. Sitting up nice and tall, breathing into the back of the shoulder. Inhale, arms open. And then exhale, cross the left arm over the right, hold onto the back of the arm above the elbow, sitting up tall, draw that shoulder blade down your back. Breathe in here. Nice. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, bring the hands behind the back, tent the fingers, tone the navel to the spine. Lift your gaze. Imagine taking your shoulder blade points, the bottom of the shoulder blades, lifting them into your upper back. Take a nice big breath into the heart center. And then release and come up and come over onto your hands and knees. And if this hurts your knees, feel free to, you could also kind of prop yourself up in a standing position with your hands on a bolster or a chair back. And you could do this from a standing position. Inhale, let the belly drop forward, the pelvis tilts forward, chin raises. And then as your exhale comes, push into your hands and knees, tuck the chin, draw the belly in, and pause at the bottom of your breath. And then when your inhale's ready to come, let the pelvis tilt forward, bend the elbows a little so you can get a little more arch in the back. Pause at the top of the breath. And then exhale, tuck in, and go at your own pace for a few cycles of cat-cow. Just waking up the spine this morning, drawing the navel in, stimulating not only your throat chakra, but your manipura, your core chakra. And then inhale, come to a neutral spine, lengthen through from the tailbone through the crown of the head. Inhaling long, exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips high into downward dog. Pause at the bottom of the breath. And then when your inhale's ready to come, float back to your tabletop, lengthen through the crown of the head. And again, if knees are bothering you, you can just try to float the knees just a little bit here, not come all the way onto the knees. And then when your exhale's ready to come, go back into your table. Think of bending the knees a little so you can really lengthen the tailbone and the sit bones up to the ceiling, pausing at the bottom of the breath. And then when you're ready for an inhale, come to your table. And float back and forth between those two poses for a few cycles. And then come to your tabletop position. Come up onto your knees, and you can put some padding under here. And again, if knees are bothering you, you can stand up. Take your right foot out to the right. And then inhale the left arm up, think of being long through the spine, and lengthen the tailbone down to the floor. And exhale, reach out over your extended leg. Take a few nice deep breaths into the left side of the rib cage, really trying to expand it. You're stacking the shoulders here. Imagine your body being in a nice plane, so like you're up against a wall, so that you're avoiding letting the torso come forward or the hips go back. Breathing here. And then inhale and come up. Bring your hand out to the side. Bring your fingers down on the mat. You might want to tent the fingers. Ground down the right foot. Reach long through the left side body. Look up under your forearm towards the ceiling if you can. Really reaching and opening up that side body. Grounding down the foot, toning the belly. Nice big breaths here. And then raise your arm right over your shoulder. Tone the belly, see if you can lift that back leg off the floor. Flex through the heel. Holding here, draw the strength from your core. Really reaching that heel back and the fingertips up, holding here. And then lower that down and come back to center on your knees. Then bring out the left leg. And again, you could do this from a kind of standing position. You could have a little bend in this knee to reach here if your knee is bothering you. So reaching out with the left leg, first kneel up tall, tone the belly, lengthen the tailbone, reach up with the right hand. Exhale, stretch out over the left leg, keeping the shoulders stacked. You're kind of looking up towards in front of the elbow, breathing here into that right side of the rib cage. Try to notice what's happening with the left shoulder. Roll it down your back to open up through the collarbones. And then inhale and come up. Bring your hand down onto the mat. Tone the belly, lengthen. So you're kind of pushing the hips forward just a little bit so they're not sticking back. Ground down that left foot. Reach through the fingertips and the crown of the head. Breathing here. Really opening up that left side. But having some action in it. So you're really pushing the foot into the floor, reaching the fingertips away. And then raise up the top arm, tone the belly, and then lift up the left leg. Flex through the heel, trying to find balance here. Drawing into your center as you reach the limbs away from the core. Breathing here. And then lower that down and come back to center. Come onto your hands and knees and tuck your toes. Lift your hips high, shoulders down your back. Pedal out your feet a little bit. It kind of alternates the hips, kind of works out the hips as you lift and lower the heels, bending alternately, bending the knees. And then look forward to your hands and walk your feet forward. Ground down your feet. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale to heart center. Nice. Take a look down at your feet and have your feet hip distance apart and parallel. And the way we do parallel feet is our second toe and ankle line. So have that imaginary line parallel. And inhale, the arms up overhead. Exhale, sit back into Utkatasana. So you're sitting back. The weight feels like it's mostly in the heels, but your toes are grounded on the floor. Your knees are right over the feet if you look down, and you can see your toes in front. Draw the navel into the spine so you lengthen the low back. Lift your gaze, lift your chest. Holding here, being strong in the pose. Fierce pose. Nice deep breaths here. Feeling the strength of your legs building. Nice. Now, inhale and lengthen the legs. Bring the hands to your sides and tone the belly. Let yourself come forward so you're like in a flat back, parallel to the floor. See if you can lift your heels off the floor here, holding in this position. Breathing here. Draw the belly in. It's a wobbly pose, but it's okay. Hold here. You might need to have a little bend in the knees, but the legs are relatively straight, but not locked. Hold in here. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Reach with the fingertips behind you. Breathing. Diver's pose. And then lower the heels. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up to a flat back. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, step the right leg back into a lunge. Exhale the left leg back to downward dog. Inhale forward to a plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, push your hips high, downward dog. Inhale, lift the right leg straight behind you. Exhale, draw it forward into a lunge. Inhale, bring the left leg forward, ground down the feet, let the head come towards the floor. Inhale, lengthen the spine, flat back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, step the left leg back into a lunge. Exhale, the right leg back, downward dog. Inhale, forward to a plank. Exhale, lower to mat. Elbows in, tone the belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, hips high, downward dog. Inhale, lift the left leg straight behind you. Exhale, drop forward to lunge. Inhale, bring the right leg forward, ground down your feet, let your head come towards the floor. Inhale, lengthen to a flat back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale to heart center. Take a look down at your feet, have them hip distance apart and parallel again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit back to Utkatasana. Take a look that the knees are right over the feet again, and you can see the toes in front of the knees. Tone the belly, lengthen that low back a little, lift your gaze, lift your chest. If you can keep your arms raised, do that. Nice full deep breaths here. Feel the strength, the power in your legs. One more breath. And as you inhale, push into the legs, bring the arms out to the sides. Let yourself come forward, hinging at the hips, trying to bring your back parallel to the floor. Tone the belly, lengthen from the tailbone to the crown of the head. See if you can bring the heels off the floor. So your knees bend a little bit in this position as you hold here, reaching. So I'll turn to the side so you can see how I am here. Breathing into it. And it's a little wobbly on those, balancing on those balls of the feet here. Draw the belly in, holding here. And then lower down. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to a flat back and lengthen. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, step the right leg back into a lunge and draw the feet together. Tone the belly as you lengthen the spine. And then use the strength of your legs to inhale, rise all the way up. Feel free to use your hand on your knee if that helps. And then come all the way up into your high lunge. Draw the feet together, lengthening the low back like you're lengthening the tailbone towards the heel. Raise the cheekbones, smile here, breathing into your high lunge. Feel the strength of your legs as you draw them together, activating both thighs at the same time. And then release the hands to your sacrum, to your pelvis, and your fingertips pointing down if you can. Draw the belly in, push into the low pelvis, lean back a little bit into a little bit of a back bend. Draw the elbows together if you can. Draw the feet together. This might feel a little unstable, especially if you're on carpet like I am. Breathing here. And then release the hands. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, open up into your warrior two. So take your back foot, have it parallel to the back of the mat, and line up the arch with the heel. Draw the feet together, roll the shoulders down your back, turn the palms down, look out over your fingertips. Have the action of the feet drawing together. You're keeping this knee open so you can see the toe in front of the knee. Breathing here. And then inhale, straighten the front leg, raise the arms up. Exhale, bend into the knee. Inhale up. Exhale, bend. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale one more time. Exhale. Nice. Holding here. Now bring your forearm onto your thigh. Stack your shoulders, reach along through the right side body. Breathing here, grounding down through that back leg. And then shift your weight a little more forward. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. Shift your weight a little more forward and bring your hand out onto the floor. Or this might be where having a chair or a bolster or a footstool could be helpful, or a desk. Draw the belly in. Lengthen through the back leg as you bring it off the floor. Try to stack the hips. And then reach up your top arm. Breathing here. Think of lengthening from the foot to the crown of the head. Finding your stability here. And again, it's fine to use a table, something to help you out so that your torso is a little higher. And then when you're ready, see if you can gently step back into your warrior. Nice. Breathing here. Raise your cheekbones and smile. That was awesome. Wherever you were in that pose, that was perfect for you this morning. Pinwheel your hands onto the mat. Step back to downward dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank, top of a push-up, draw the belly in. Exhale, lower down. Point your toes, roll the shoulders down your back. Come up into cobra. Maybe you want to come a little higher this time. Reach through the sternum. Pay attention to the low back that you're gently toning the belly to protect it. And then exhale, tuck your toes, hips tied in. Inhale, lift the right leg straight behind you. Exhale, drop forward into a lunge as you shift the shoulder forward. Bring the left leg forward. Exhale, lower the head to the floor. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, the heart center. Take a look down at the feet, hip distance apart and parallel. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit back to Utkatasana. Tone the belly, lengthen the tailbone. Check the alignment of the knees and the feet. Breathing here, lift the gaze, raise the cheekbones, feel your strength, feel your stability and your vitality this morning. Breathing here. And then inhale up. Bring your hands to your sides, tone the belly, hinge forward at the hips. Bring your spine parallel to the floor. Find to bend the knees a little as you lift the heels off the floor. Breathing here. Feeling that little bit of wobble, but knowing it's okay. We're all working on finding our balance and our stability and strength here. Lower down the heels. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to a flat back, lengthen. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, step the left leg back into a lunge. Draw the feet together. Lengthen the crown of the head as you tone the belly. Inhale and come up. Again, feel free to use the knee in front to help you. Find your position where your hips are squared to the front of the mat. Draw the feet together. Reach the arms up. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. Raise your cheekbones. You're starting your day with some yoga, taking care of yourself. Strong hold here. Release the hands to your pelvis, fingertips pointing down. Tone the belly again. Draw the elbows back. Lift your gaze. Raise your cheekbones here. Try to focus on something that's not moving. It's a little, might feel a little more wobbly as you lift your gaze up in lunge. And then inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, open up into your warrior two. Draw the feet together. Take a look at your alignment. Make sure you can see that knee, the toe in front of the knee. Lengthen through the spine. Breathing here, looking out over the fingertips. And then inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend into the knee. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more time. Then with the front leg bent, bring the forearm onto the thigh, stack the shoulders, reach long through the left side, ground down that foot, tone the belly, breathing here. And then you're going to shift your weight forward again. I'm going to turn sideways this way. Shift your weight forward and bring your hand out about a torso length in front of you. And again, if you like, you could use something to support you, like a couch or chair. Draw the belly in, try to stack the hips, reach through the back foot, leveling the leg to the floor. See if you can reach that top hand up. Finding your balance here. Knowing it's okay if you're feeling a little off balance or you're having a hard time coming into the full expression of the pose, it's all right. Right here where you are is perfect. And then bend the front knee. See if you can gracefully, slowly move out of the pose back into your warrior two. Raise your cheekbones one more time. And then pinwheel your hands onto either side of the front foot. Step back to downward dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, lower down. Point the toes, draw the belly in. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, hip side, downward dog. Inhale, lift the left leg straight behind you. Exhale, drop forward into a lunge. Inhale, bring the right leg forward. Ground down the feet, let the head come towards the floor. Inhale, come up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale to heart center. Bring yourself down onto the floor. Coming onto your seat. Bring the hands behind the knees, tone the belly, roll the shoulders down the back. Come up and find your boat, your Navasana. You can keep the hands held onto the knees. If it feels okay to release the palms, go right ahead and do that. Keep the navel drawn into the spine to a nice long back. And feel free to lengthen the legs if that feels comfortable, and you can keep the integrity of the low back. Breathing here, feeling that vibration, feeling that shaking. We're all doing this together from a distance. And then release. Hug the knees into the chest. Let your head come forward. Take a nice big breath into the back body. Big exhale. Take another big breath. Big exhale. And then lay yourself long on your mat. Bring the hands to your sides. Draw the navel into the floor so you can lift the feet up off the floor. You may need to have the knees bent a little. And then curl up the shoulders in a low boat here. Okay? Whatever variation works for you, but you're drawing the navel down to the floor. Breathing here. Feeling your strength in your core. Few more breaths. And then hug the knees into the chest. Rock yourself side to side. Nice big inhales, big exhales. And then lay yourself long on your mat. And with your legs stretched out, now just bend the right knee and place your right foot on top of the left knee. Take your left hand on top of the right knee. Inhale, lengthen from the heel through the crown of your head. And on your exhale, pull the knee over to the left. And take your right arm out to the right. Maybe turn your gaze to the right. Nice full breaths here. You can let gravity kind of pull you in. And just imagine that top hip, that right hip. See if you can shift it just a little bit away from the rib cage. Breathing here, letting gravity pull you into the twist. And then come back to center. Stretch out the right leg. Bend the left knee. Bring the left foot on top of the right knee. Take the right hand on top of the left knee. First inhale, lengthen from the heel through the crown of the head. And on your exhale, pull the knee over to the right. Let the hip roll off the floor if that feels okay on your back. And take the left arm out to the left. And maybe even bring it up a little higher so it's like a 45-degree angle from your shoulder. Turn your gaze to the left. And imagine drawing, excuse me, the top hip away from the rib cage. Breathing here. And then come back to center and hug your knees into your chest. Maybe rock yourself side to side or circle the knees a little bit. Taking some nice big breaths in, big breaths out. And then lay your legs long on your mat. Find your Shavasana. Maybe you want to put something under your knees to give them a little support. Adjust your body. Take a moment to squeeze your hands and feet. Squeeze the arms and legs. Squeeze everything, your buttocks, your belly, your face. And then release and relax and try to let it all soften. Let the knees and toes turn out. Take a nice, big, gentle breath. Feeling your whole torso expand. Exhaling, releasing it out. Adjust anything that needs adjusting, hips or shoulders or head or arms. And feel that support and the stability of being on your mat. And come to observe your breath. Noticing the gentle flow as it comes in and how it flows out. See if you can notice your heart beating. Just tapping into that and coming into tune with your heart. Being reminded of the body that you have, the strength and the power you have within physically and spiritually and emotionally. And yet also that ability to allow yourself to relax and be supported and feel the comfort of lying on your mat. Bring a little length to your breath and a little life to your fingers and toes. Reach your arms long overhead in a full body stretch and take a nice big inhale. And on your exhale, roll yourself over to your right side. Use your arm like a pillow to prop your head up as you take a breath or two here. And then using your hands, slowly work your way up to a seated position with your eyes closed. Take a moment and just observe your breath and your body and your mind one more time. Just noticing how it may feel different, a little more awake, a little more alert than when you started today. And remember, you can come back to this feeling of calm, inviting back the feeling of balance and strength and vitality by coming back to your breath at any point. Bring your hands to your heart center, and I invite you to chant the sound of Om with me one time to seal in our practice. Take a full exhale and a deep, joyful inhale. Om. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for coming to practice this morning. I hope that got you off to a wonderful start. I'm going to unmute everybody here so we can check in quickly. So it was really great having everybody here. And